I don't know how to explain this without sounding like I lost a custody battle with reality, but DMT introduced me to a Jester who knew everything about me. One second, I was sitting in my room. The next, the walls folded inward like reality had received an eviction notice. Colors I had never seen started pouring through the ceiling, and I was launched down a tunnel made of spinning faces, blinking eyes, and what looked suspiciously like God's screensaver. Then I landed in this enormous carnival palace. The floor was breathing, the pillars were laughing, even the furniture seemed sarcastic. And sitting in the middle of it all was this Jester on a throne made of televisions. Every screen was showing a different moment from my life. Not the important moments, obviously. No, they were showing me checking my bank account 3 times, as if the number might feel guilty and increase. They showed me typing, "no worries," while clearly having several worries. They showed me winning arguments in the shower 6 hours after the conversation ended. Apparently, the universe keeps excellent records. The Jester looked directly at me and said my full name, first, middle, and last. He even emphasized my middle name the way my mother does when I've disappointed the entire bloodline. Then he smiled and said, "Welcome, great seeker of truth." I said, "You know who I am?" He laughed so hard that every television changed channels. "Oh, we all know who you are," he said. "You announce it constantly." Then, the screen started showing every time I had tried to appear calm, mysterious, evolved, or spiritually advanced. One screen showed me telling someone, "I trust the universe." The next showed me panicking because a package was 2 days late. The Jester leaned forward. "Such faith," he said, "truly inspirational." I asked him why I was there. He said, "You asked to see the truth." I looked around at the carnival, the floating masks and the furniture mocking me. I said, "I thought truth would look more sacred." He gasped, "Oh, I'm sorry. Did you purchase the premium enlightenment package? This is the basic plan. We show you your personality." Then every screen became a mirror. I saw every identity I had ever defended. The intelligent one, the wounded one, the misunderstood one, the one who was definitely over it but still checking their profile for completely scientific reasons. And every time I tried to explain myself, the Jester rang a tiny bell. Ding! Excuse. Ding! Excuse wearing spiritual vocabulary. Ding! Trauma with a LinkedIn profile. I finally shouted, "Can you stop making everything into a joke?" For the first time, he became completely still. Then he said, "You keep asking for truth, but you flinch every time it looks funny." That hit me harder than anything else. Because beneath every joke, something was disappearing. Every time I laughed at one of my identities, it loosened. Every time I stopped defending myself, another television went dark. Eventually, only one screen remained. It showed the Jester sitting on his throne. Then he removed his mask. And of course, it was my face. Because apparently the universe had decided subtlety was no longer part of the budget. He looked at me and said, "I've known every name you've ever called yourself. I was the one underneath them, laughing." Then the entire palace collapsed into a single point of light. I opened my eyes back in my room, laughing so hard I could barely breathe. And that's when I understood what happened. The Jester wasn't laughing because my life was meaningless. He was laughing because I had spent years treating every temporary version of myself like a sacred monument. Maybe truth doesn't always arrive as an ancient teacher surrounded by golden light. Sometimes it shows up wearing bells, sits on a throne made of your embarrassing memories, and roasts you until there is nobody left to impress.